Welcome to Halftime Football, where today, in the second part of an 8-part series, we'll be previewing Group B of the World Cup group stage. So in Group B, we have an incredibly hostile set of teams with England, Iran, USA and Wales all set to battle it out for the 2 spots in the round of 16. Let's start out by taking a look at England, who, to be honest, come into this tournament with a very mixed bag of emotions. The World Cup qualifiers, as normal nowadays, were quite straightforward for the Three Lions, who went unbeaten in their 10 games in an admittedly easy group, but their recent Nations League campaign is seriously concerning to say the least. England finished rock bottom of their group, failing to win a single game and facing humiliation such as a 4-0 battering by Hungary. While their comeback draw against Germany in their most recent game provided a lot of hope for Gareth Southgate's sides, a lot of really worrisome signs are still present. Then again, that man as a manager appears to be absolutely incredible during tournaments, so really who knows. Some of those who are key to Southgate's success are the formidable trio at the back of Maguire, Stones and Pickford, while both Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling both showed how crucial they are at Euro 2020. However, the gaffer's recent squad selection has caused a lot of controversy as he elected to leave out all of Fikayo Tomori, Ivan Toney and Jadon Sancho, who are certainly all World Cup standard. Nonetheless, the English will be looking to go even further than they did in 2018 when they were beaten by Croatia in the semis, and their run to the final at Euro 2020 should be a major momentum boost for them. English fans are currently quite divided over Southgate and his team, but that could all change for better or for worse in Qatar. Moving on to Iran, and despite the controversy that surrounds them even being in this tournament still, their fans back at home still have so much to look forward to. This Iranian side finished top of their qualifying group, which consisted of challenges such as South Korea, Iraq and the UAE, and they've even beaten Uruguay 1-0 in a friendly and held Senegal to a draw. While an absolutely shambolic turn of events saw former manager Dragan Skocic sacked, reappointed and then sacked again within the space of a couple of months, Iran's former managerial hero Carlos Queiroz will hope his side's recent strong form will hold up in Qatar. Striker Mehdi Taremi will be looking to fire Team Melli through Group B, and you might remember him from his incredible bicycle kick against Chelsea in the Champions League last year. He's likely to form an excellent partnership with Sardar Azmoun, while Alireza Jahanbakhsh will be supplying them from the wings. While there was a lot of government pressure on Queiroz to drop Azmoun due to his replies to the regime about the protests, he remains in the squad. The only major miss for Iran is Omar Ebrahimi, who misses out due to an injury. Iran will now be looking to build on a strong 2018 campaign when they held their own in the group with Portugal and Spain and look to reach the knockout stages for the first time in 7 attempts. However, political issues may prove a bit too distracting for a side which, barring that, have looked very promising in the last couple of years. Now for the case of the United States, and to be honest, I have zero clue how this is going to go for them. They hardly scraped into the tournament, having beaten Costa Rica on goal difference to condemn them to the qualifying playoffs, looking shoddy against opposition of similar quality. The Americans have also looked relatively poor in recent friendlies, but the one thing that swayed me the other way is their Gold Cup and Nations League runs in 2021, where they managed to beat Mexico in the final both times with very mature performances. Manager Greg Berhalter does appear, however, to have a very difficult task ahead of him, which is getting those players back up to the standard that they were for the tournament in Qatar. Some of the big hitters in the American squad include the captain Christian Pulisic, who can dazzle up front with the likes of Brendan Aronson, all while a pivot of Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams sounds astonishing on paper. Then again, Berhalter has left out the experienced heads of Zach Steffen and John Brooks, while Miles Robinson and Sam Vines, who could well have started, are both out with injuries. Nevertheless, the young squad will be looking to one-up their last campaign in 2014, where they lost in the round of 16 to Belgium despite Tim Howard's heroics, and of course avenge their failed 2018 qualifying campaign. The United States squad consists of a lot of players who have never really played on such a massive stage, so how they're going to perform is so unpredictable, but nevertheless spirits and hopes are quite high for the Americans. As for Wales, well, they also qualified by the skin of their teeth. They finished a point ahead of the Czech Republic in their qualifying group to secure a playoff place, where wins against both Austria and Ukraine saw them through to their first World Cup final since 1958. However, based on current form, you'd expect Wales to get absolutely battered in Qatar. They ended with a solitary point out of 6 Nations League games, which saw them relegated to League B, and while they never lost by more than 1 goal, it's massively concerning nonetheless. The controversy surrounding Ryan Giggs, which saw him step down as manager, is also another spanner in the works, and Welsh hopes aren't looking too bright ahead of the tournament in Qatar. Forgetting that though, Gareth Bale will still be their key man as he has been for over a decade now, and he'll be supported up front by both Dan James and Brennan Johnson. Aaron Ramsey and Joe Allen will look to roll back the years in midfield, while a revitalised Danny Ward will hopefully be defending for his life in between the sticks. Championship talents Ollie Cooper and Ryan Hedges will feel hard done by being left out, but as for the starting 11, Wales appear to have all of their big hitters available. Anyway, as mentioned earlier, the Welsh haven't qualified since 1958, where they lost in the quarter-finals to Brazil due to a goal by 17-year-old Pele, so there's a lot to prove for this squad this time around. While they are probably the underdogs in this group, the Welsh certainly won't just settle for being there. Anyway, as for my predictions for Group B, I'm going to go with the people's favourite and put England top. I just can't look past them. I think they'll beat all three of the other teams in the group, which will of course leave a very close three-way tussle for second place. For me, bottom of the group will be Wales, who are in such a terrible place approaching this tournament to the point where I don't see them notching up more than a couple of draws. That leaves the United States and Iran, and to be honest, I'm putting Iran second. Yes, on paper America are probably better, but Iran's previous records and political unrest between them and the USA should see them really fired up, which will lead to them progressing through the group on 6 points, 3 behind England, who will be on 9, and I think America will flop and get 1 point but beat Wales to third place on goal difference. Anyway, that's all for my preview of Group B of the World Cup group stage. If you did enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to check out my preview for Group A on my channel and let me know your predictions for Group B down below, and I'll see you for Group C.